Lindsay Rudden. And we'll see the forwards, Naya Rose, Liz Eddy, Eliana Salama, who's the senior leader, and Sammy Nieves will play about an 8, that center midfield role. We're underway from Koskinen Stadium. 45 minutes in the first half. Let's go. Early coverage from Cameron Roller, the leader of Duke's back line. Only a sophomore and a Texan at heart, so grew up playing against a couple of these SMU squad members. Eliana Salama going to work and dispossess Duke with the early press. Something the Blue Devils do really well. Bring bodies to the ball, and the forwards apply a lot of pressure. There goes Lynch chasing after Abby Hampton. From back to front, Duke's defense extremely solid. And Robbie Church says that's where the defense starts as Bibar dispossesses Rudden in the midfield. Roller sprays it wide. See that brown spot behind Ella Haas? That's where the footing might get the most interesting. Koskinen drains towards the sidelines. Eddie's pass inside deflected. Here comes Ella Haas. Northwestern transfer in the mix. On the outside, Oliaro scores! About a minute and a half in, Duke strikes first. Mia Oliaro with her second goal in a Blue Devil uniform.
Fans, when Duke scores, you score. Look up to the top of Kennedy Tower for your chance to get a mini Duke women's soccer
Conversion of defense to offense for the Blue Devils. Early pressure takes it away. Haas streaks down the sideline unmarked, and Oliaro sees nothing but empty net at the back end. A minute and 26 seconds in. Duke on top, 1-0. SMU has played open games before. The Miami contest 2 matches ago was a 3-3 tie. Both teams got up and got down. But again, Duke hasn't given up 3 goals in the season yet. 7 games, and the Blue Devils have only conceded 2.
Mia Oliaro, assisted by number 3, Ella Haas, and number 6, Devin Lynch.
Second goal for Oliaro, who first came 2 matches ago in a 7-0 drubbing of Mizzou. North Carolina transfer. About 30 minutes in between these 2 campuses. Oliaro's dad works for the Tar Heels in sports medicine, but decided she wanted change, reached out to Duke, and here she is in the number 3 squad in the country. Duke got a big win in non-conference earlier this year against UNC. Scheduled for a rematch on October 31st, Halloween Showdown over at Dorrance Field. The win against UNC back on September 5th was actually Duke's first ever against Carolina at Koskinen Stadium. Teams have played over 20 times, and Duke never got a win, which just speaks to the dominance of the Carolina program. But the Blue Devils are here to stay. Mid-4 college cups, but never won one. Haven't won the ACC since 2017. Rudden looking for the 1-2, but Duke shuts it down. Nikki Chico, far touchline. Sprays it towards Lynch, and the header wide. The Duke press at it again. Chico plays on the right side of Duke's back 3. This is something Nicole Nelson and SMU said they plan to do against this Blue Devil press. They like to build out from the back, but you have to use all the space, and Abby Hampton's in trouble. Just flicks it out of bounds as Lynch was hot on her tail. Katie Groff, senior from Raleigh. Works it back with Haas. Junior midi Karina Laguerre over it. And back to Roller. On a hop to Oliaro. Lost it for a second as her pocket picked. Salama can't keep it in front. She'll track back deep. SMU has 10 behind the ball. Here's Nia Rose, Canadian sophomore. And Roller all over it. Nia Rose, one of the players to watch for SMU. This is only her 6th game for Mustangs because she spent some time with Canada's U20 squad. First game back was against Miami, and she scored a goal in that contest. Followed it up with one against FSU. So hasn't skipped a beat, even though she said that she's had to change her playing style a little bit to get back with the SMU tactics and her SMU teammates. Nice takeaway from the freshman Lydia Ungashik. Another first-year Liz Eddy pops across. Dangerous for Freeman off the top of the crossbar. Not sure if that's what Liz Eddy had in mind, but the spin, maybe a bit of mixture of the wetness on the ball made that thing have eyes for the top corner. Liz Eddy forward. Rose has to work through two. And no room. Chico with some pressure. And Freeman boots it wide. That's Sophie King playing it back. She had a game-saving stop against Florida State. Slid to block a shot with 30 seconds to go, which would have put SMU in front, or FSU in front. Mustangs with a bit more control after Mia Oliaro's goal 90 seconds in. But Laguerre out wide to Haas, who had the assist. Lynch, the junior, riding the ball all the way to the touchline. It's a corner. Eddy tracking back on defense. Tried to poke it out, but had no room. Anna Bebar, the transfer from Harvard, to serve it in. Duke will work 4 transfers into its lineup. Coach Robbie Church saying that we've hit on all of them. They fit in perfectly. You couldn't tell that they were brand new. Headed away by Runnin, but second chance. Cotillard with the palm. And a quick clear from the SMU defense. Counter-attacking chance for Salama. Laguerre can't catch her. But Nikki Chico safe and sound. Now Duke will take the air out of the ball. It's with Cameron Roller, the sophomore from Sherman, Texas. Played the full 90 against Clemson after winning ACC Defensive Player of the Week, the game-winning assist against UNC. Played a deep ball from back to front. Lucky deflection, but Mia Minestrella passed it up. And Maggie Graham scored the game winner. Almost 10 minutes in, we haven't seen any signs of struggle footing yet, but we'll see that every once in a while. The ball will skip and hop quickly off this surface and stay rather low to the ground. Mara Umul towards Eddy. And Haas, the 5th-year senior, won't give her any room. The Duke pressure at it again. Farrell Walters goes chasing. And King off the left wing has to make the stop. You'll see tireless work ethic from Farrell Walters, who's seen more and more time after Cat Rader, Duke's leading scorer, went down with a season-ending injury. That's also been woven into the story of this Duke season thus far. 3 season-ending injuries to 3 starters. Bebar's serve doesn't even make it past the front post. But first it was Ellie Piper. Outside defender for Duke went down with a season-ending injury against OSU in the opener. You can see her in a boot on the sideline. Bebar again. Back post. Header right to Cody Yard. A look for Maggie Graham, but couldn't do much with it. But first it was Piper. Then it was Bailey Brewster, another senior from Atlanta. Played 3 games, got a start, but after the UNC Wilmington match, had ACL surgery. And then the third blow was Rader, Duke's leading scorer from last year, and the only returner out of Duke's 10 returning starters to be named to the preseason All-ACC squad. Now, that might look a little different come season's end, the way Duke's playing right now. Oliaro with a lane. Early ball towards Lynch. Hummel on the coverage. SMU's done well to win those aerials. Here's Salama, who's really good on the ball. Taken away quickly. Bebar there. Haas on the move. Another service in. King gets it as far as Rudden. See the ball just die in that mud patch. Didn't work out for Salama. Haas again on the attack. A look for Lynch. Just outside. Lynch can do that. One of Duke's main set-piece orchestrators, especially from a free kick. A magician with the ball. Former top 10 recruit back in the class of 2022. He's finally getting her opportunity this year. Coach Church saying that now that she's spent a couple years in college, she's learned to be consistent, game in, game out. Bebar controlling the pace. And Maggie Graham can't stretch for it. Mustangs look to counter. Flick towards Rose. And first touch let her down. Nia Rose, 19 in red. Preseason Mac Herman trophy list. Honoree. Got to keep an eye on her. 11 goals, 2 assists last year in her true freshman season for the Mustangs and Coach Nicole Nelson. SMU made the ACC final back-to-back years. Fell last season to the #1 seed, Memphis, who again looks to be the top team in the AAC. Top 15 at the moment. Smooth moves from Nieves. Early ball, will it skip down there? Oh, here's a look. Lizzetti on the turn. Doesn't get the whistle. Nikki Chico with ice in the veins. Just went shoulder to shoulder. Didn't overcommit. And Eddie eventually lost control. Looks like the wet surface playing a bit of a factor as the first touch not always there. SMU's mixed up the formation a little bit. Nieves playing higher up. Eddie started off on the right wing. She switched to the left. And Salama, 9 on the near side, playing rather deep. Katie Groff with room. Cross field for Oliaro, but no dice. First time Duke and SMU have met since 1996. A whole lot has changed in college athletics since then. Change has even continued to this day as the Pac-12, Mountain West look to merge or maybe sue each other. That's the framework of college athletics now. But back to Duke and SMU, 2-2-1 all time. Duke has won 2 of the 3 in Durham. It's the first time that SMU's played in this stadium since '96. Mustang program hunting its biggest win since 1997 when it took down number 4 Texas A&M in the NCAA tournament's first round. But right now, SMU in an early hole. And early means 90 seconds in. Mia Oliaro tucked away across from Ella Haas. Here is the goal scorer, Oliaro. And Nikki Chico, the grad student from New Jersey, the energy bunny of this Duke squad, plays it to Oliaro. Low look, Walters! Got a little tick in there. A deflection kept it easy for Cody Yard. Haley Hartman, Lydia Ungashik all around the action. And Farrah Walters did not get a clean look. And so far, Duke with 4 early shots. SMU just 1. Not much possession for the Mustangs either, at least not in Duke's final third. Oliaro with time. Wanted that short ball to Walters. Could not connect. But Duke right back at it with the press again. Chico outside. Bebar couldn't run onto it. Harvard transfer looking for options. No subs for either squad just yet. 17 minutes in. Haley Hartman, 2-time transfer, plays it forward. And Oliaro's right there. Walters with a look. Deflected away. Abby Hampton, senior captain, the last line of defense in the nick of time. Hampton a little slow after making that stop. Full extension. She's got hands on hips. Did a little squat after knocking it away.
Number 18, Hannah Bivar.
Bibar's got 3 assists. This is Duke's 5th corner. In the mix, Roller's header deflected out of play. Roller's already scored 2. She's the best aerial threat Duke's got at 5'11". Right now, she's the tallest player on the field for the Blue Devils. Abby Hampton sports 5'11" as well. Hampton stepped into a bigger role this year. Hasn't played more than 2 games since her freshman season. See her with the captain's armband, the white stripe around the left arm. Laguerre hounded by Eddie. Haas towards Oliaro. Just over. Another great look from left to right. Haas and Oliaro looking for connection, part 2. Laguerre to Walters. Santa Clara transfers, plenty NCAA tournament experience. Broncos made it in both of her 2 years there. Laguerre over to Walters. Angle losing it. And Walters apparently took a tumble. Went for the lefty shot. That's her weak foot. And tripped herself in the process. Purdue keeps the pressure on. A look for Maggie Graham. SMU gunking up the middle, so outside the Lynch it goes. Groff from the back line. She'll take a shot. Skips away from Coda Yard, but out of reach of the right post. Groff has one goal this year. Came on a free kick against Mizzou from about 20 yards out. And she got it on her dominant left foot. Can the Mustangs get out of their own half? Right now, the going's been tough. Duke in the 3-4-3, putting heavy pressure on the corners. Coda Yard spent a lot of time with the ball at her feet. Coach Nicole Nelson saying that's a strength of our side. We've got a goalie that's better than most at spraying it out from the back and starting that attack from back to front. Long look for Salama, intercepted. Chico again, aerial patrol. Lynch outside to Haas. Duke down the left end. Liz Eddy, hip to hip. Haas goes down. And referee Nicole Green waves it off. Not a whole lot of contact. Eddy running stride for stride. Making her 5th straight start, all against the ACC foes. Freshman that's getting better tactically, week by week. An early enrollee, so started working with this Mustangs team back in the spring. Hampton up towards Eddy. Groff right there behind her. Eddy from McKinney, Texas, went to Boyd High School. Drew the game-winning penalty kick. Converted against Boston College in a 1-0 win. Roller right on the heels of Nieves, back from a season-ending ACL injury in 2023. Sammy Nieves, a big piece for this SMU squad. Played multiple roles. Play outside, the 7 or 11, those wing outside mid types, in her freshman and sophomore years. But now coming back from injury, has been asked to play more of an attacking role and has done it well for SMU. 3 goals, 2 assists in SMU's first 11 games. And coming back from injury, Nieves has grown more accustomed to being physical as she grows older and becomes more experienced. SMU backing off the ball a little bit. Not willing to press. Freeman has not seen any pressure yet. Just one shot for SMU, and it was not anywhere close. Chico lost her footing, gives it away to Hartman, and the Mustangs could kick here. Space on the right side if they can get it. But instead, a long ball towards Roller, who's winning everything in the air. Over the top to Lynch, and outside to Laguerre. Walters is off sides at the moment, so instead outside to Haas. 2 assists against Mizzou for Ella Haas, with speed that can draw defenders and great services from the left side. Bebar's pass a little wide for Laguerre. Back to the Mustangs.
Entering the game,
Sophomore Emma Alford pass the penny to Liz Eddy. Take her spot on the right side. Now for someone who got a shout out from Coach Nelson, little Meg, her first touch of the game. 2 goals against Syracuse, an AAC all-rookie teamer last year, 24 in red. Duke holding shape. SMU with 4 on the midfield stripe. A look for Alford, who slips. Fresh into the game, the right side has taken a lot of water. Lynch on the run. Face palm immediately after playing it out of bounds. Duke with a group of subs pinning up and all heading over to talk with the assistants. Kieran Hall, Carla Overbeck, Jason Lowe on the staff of Robbie Church, his 24th year with Duke and his last. Church announced preseason he'll step away at the end of this year. Walters' lefty shot clears everything. A good look for Farrah Walters, and she'll get a breather, as will Devin Lynch. Reinforcements up front. Julia Sonicheva, UCLA transfer, will play on the left wing. And Mia Minestrella, sophomore from Redondo Beach in California, will play up top. Back to Coach Church. Said that he told Duke administration that he wants to keep this staff together even after he leaves. The easy move was just to promote from within. Kieran Hall will take the reins once Robbie Church steps aside. And Carla Overbeck, in her 33rd season as an assistant coach, will become the associate head coach. And Jason Lowe will stick around working with goalkeepers. Set piece look for the Blue Devils. Katie Groff to stand over it. Incidental hand contact for SMU drew the stoppage. Four Blue Devils inside the 18. Haas wants it short, she'll get it. Breaking forward towards the back post. Hartman wins the clash with Oliaro, but not so fast. Roller into the 18. And rolls harmlessly wide. Duke got a little tricky, but Haley Hartman steadfast against Oliaro, charging for her second goal. Oliaro scored the first, a minute 26 seconds in. True freshman Mary Long takes Karina Laguerre's spot. Moving up to the right wing. Another true freshman in for SMU is Kelly Gordon. Takes the spot of Salama. B-bar to Graham. Maggie Graham, a one-person pressing machine, according to Coach Church. She's become more of a scorer this year as well, with 4 in 7 games. Yumul marked. Can't get it away as Sonicheva with fresh legs. Applying the pressure. UCLA transfer, won a national championship with the Bruins in 2022. Here is Graham. Diagonal ball towards Minestrella. Can she turn and burn? Went for the cross instead. Groff keeps it moving. Strikes it off Hampton. King first to it on the outside. Off Oliaro. Little bit of footwork back to Mary Long. Bit too much weight on the ball across. Not necessarily connected, but Duke applying pressure. Rudden and Long, aerial duel. Up to Rose, who will hold up play. And here comes the counterattack for SMU. Gordon, heavy touch. but a fortunate bounce off of Chico. Kelly Gordon striding out. Duke gets numbers behind the ball. 7 black jerseys ready and waiting. Gordon did the best she could to hold up play, but didn't get much in the terms of reinforcements.
Coming in for SMU, number 5, Truth.
So more come off the sideline. Nia Rose heads to the bench, and Truth Byers into the game. Sophomore from Richardson, Texas. That last name sounds familiar. Her older sister, Trinity, is one of the stars for the Texas Longhorns. Fortunately, it looks like Trinity might be out for a long time with a lower body injury she suffered against SMU. Already Texas's leading scorer would be one of the top candidates for the Herman Trophy. B-Bar has options outside. Chico galloping forward. Oliaro. Beautiful left-footed service down to Sonacheva. Deflected out of play. Mara Yumo with sticky coverage at the back end. Julia Sonacheva almost had her first goal of the year.
Duke corner by number 18, Hannah Vivar.
B-Bar back to it. Clock ticking, under 15 minutes to go in the first half. Another low service, but a retry coming as Sammy Nieves knocks it out.
Another corner for Duke by number 18, Hannah Vivar.
B-Bar 3 assists this year, 7 last year in her senior year at Harvard, 25 in her Crimson career. Deep ball towards Roller. Nobody on the second connection for Duke. And George striding out again. Turns over to Byers. Over to Gordon. SMU with reinforcements up the near side. Pass behind Nieves. And Duke can counter. No numbers for the Blue Devils, but here comes Sonacheva. Oliaro on this near side has played the right wing the entire first half and catches a blast into the shin pads from Maggie Graham. Graham has scored a goal in 4 of her last 5. So far hasn't done much on the attacking department. Oliaro, Katie Groff, Farrell Walters all getting involved for Duke, who already has double-digit shots. Sonacheva tried to play the half volley forward. Haas and Groff, the two lefties, collide and sandwich Nieves. Roller sees the run. Haas right on the end line, can't keep it in. Searching ball from Roller in the back end. She can do that. 3 career assists. She's got helpers in 3 straight.
Subbing in for SMU, number 12, Paxton Bach, number 17, Tori Peterson, and number 20, Lou Brusso.
Couple more new faces come on for SMU. This near side, Paxton Bach, freshman from Arizona. And in the midfield, Lou Brusso, Tori Peterson. Artman needs some help. Cotillard passes off to Peterson. Junior from Las Vegas, former high school opponent of Nieves. Went to Bishop Gorman. Peterson, Faith Lutheran. SMU going side to side. Chico wins the first ball, B-Bar the second. Graham hits a pop-up on the third. Right back to the Blue Devils. Duke scored early and is continuing the trend they've set earlier in the year. Coming into this match, Duke has outshot opponents 151 to 36. Could it be 152? No. Bach tracking back for the header away. We got a whistle with that contact in the box. Sonacheva with that extra shoulder as Bach went to head it away. SMU's changed formations. Trying to get the ball wide, but right now, nothing's beating the Duke press. Coach Church says the thing that impresses him the most about his team is how they play without the ball. The entire group of 11 wants to get it back. Cotillard under pressure. Little back spinner towards Bieber. Bach deflected. Will it skip out? Haas keeps it in. Eventually skips off of Byers. It's Duke ball. Sierra Cotillard with it. Started off her career at Prairie View A&M. 1 year there, then a couple with Arkansas. Now her final season of collegiate eligibility with the Mustangs. Lou Brousseau lays it off to Bach. Brousseau, the French international. Byers gives it away. Brousseau's an interesting story for SMU. One of a couple players made their way to Dallas from Iowa Western Community College. A group that dominated over 2 years. Brousseau, Nanami Hata, and Mayu Inokawa. 2 Japanese internationals, 1 French player. And they teamed up at Iowa Western to win back-to-back national championships. Last year outscored opponents 88 to 3. I mean, is that even fair sometimes? They call those early. Do they have a mercy rule? Man. Cotillard is a Portuguese international. Ball at her feet. Played 8 games with Arkansas last year, then left to train with the Portuguese national team. 3 of those 8 games she played last year were against ACC competition, so she knows what she's getting into. So far, she's seen a lot of action. 10 shots towards her goal. She's made 2 saves. 1 snuck in. Mentioned Nanami Hata. Here she is. Japanese midfielder. Play in front of the back 4. Haas shut down on the near side, so Bieber plays it back to Katie Groff. Freeman was wandered out of her goal. About halfway towards midfield. Chico. Clears everyone. Alford's been rather quiet since entering. 2 goals and an assist this year for the sophomore, as Oliaro sprays it. Duke with 16 goals over its past 4 matches. 5-0 win over ETSU, a 7-0 drubbing of Missouri, and then the 3-1 win over Clemson last week. Usually in the ACC, you'll play a Friday, Sunday, maybe Thursday, Sunday, twin bill over the weekend. But because of travel this year and the way that the ACC has expanded, schedules have switched, and a lot has changed since the additions of Stanford, Cal, and SMU to the Atlantic Coast Conference. So with a revamped conference schedule, Duke did not have a conference game this past Sunday. What did Coach Church do? He played a full 11-on-11 scrimmage. Asked, was this a stop and start? Were there coaching points implemented here? He said no. Just let the group go out there and play. Sonicheva skips it wide. This is a deep Duke team. 10 of 11 starters back from last year. There's transfer additions and depth up and down the roster. Freshmen and sophomores who can make impacts if needed. Coach Church mentioned that even if Duke were to add a game, maybe against a non-conference foe over the past Sunday, the scrimmage might have been better competition regardless. Four and a half to go in the first half. Second conference game for the Blue Devils, and right now they look to be in control. SMU's fifth conference match. One thing Coach Nelson appreciated about the ACC is the variety of tactics that you see on a week-in, week-out basis. Different teams try to play their different versions of quality soccer. Minestrella on Hampton's back, and Abby Hampton knocks it out of play. Coach Nicole Nelson said she loves how her SMU group has adjusted. Week in, week out, learning different game plans, schemes, formations. But as they go to the halftime locker room, they'll have some adjusting to do. Because SMU has been under pressure for a lot of this first half. And even with the ball, the Mustangs have been pretty uncomfortable. Hata has space on the wide side, but she'll slow it down. The only shot for the Mustangs was a Liz Eddy cross that floated towards the goal and clipped the top of the crossbar. So the Mustangs haven't had a good look on goal, let alone a set piece, free kick, or corner. So some halftime work to do for Coach Nelson and her staff. Duke through the first 42 and change, exploiting the wide areas and working that press. Graham ahead to Sonicheva. Minestrella offsides. Saw the flag right away from Thomas Rutherford, the assistant referee on the far side. Minestrella had the space, broke just a bit too early. She can be a clinical finisher at times, had 2 goals against Missouri, and is one of the primary penalty kick takers for Duke. Change of direction from Tori Peterson. And out of play. B-Bar cuts outside. The freshman Mary Long. Canton outside to Oliaro. Will turn in. Lay it off towards Minestrella. Duke with 1:15 to go. Minestrella scores! spins around and knocks it in for her 4th goal of the year. Mia Minestrella doubles the Duke lead.
Mini soccer ball.
SMU had multiple bodies around the ball, but Minestrella persevered. Little deflection wouldn't stop her, and she banged it towards the top corner. No chance for Coda Yard. Fourth goal for Mia Minestrella, and what's turning into a bit of a breakout sophomore season. Scored her first career goal in a 3-0 win over Nebraska. Second win of the year for Duke.
1 minute remaining in the half.
And tagged in the game-winning assist against North Carolina, deflecting a long ball up towards Graham. Talk about the depth of this Duke team, the pieces they have off the bench. Minestrella is one of the first names you point to. Mary Long with the turn. Oliaro stopped, started, and will go again.
Duke goal scored by number 13, Mia Minestrella. Assisted by number 15, Mia Oliaro.
Oliaro credited for the assist.
9, 8, 7.
A goal and an assist for Oliaro,
4, 3, 2.
who scored with
0.
90 seconds elapsed in the first half and contributes on the second about 40 minutes later as Mia Minestrella tucks it away to make it 2-0. Played back-to-back top 3 opponents. Certainly gave Florida State a run for its money. FSU was without multiple players who were with Team USA in the U20 World Cup. Duke has a full squad, and over the first 45 minutes, definitely looked the better of the two sides. Sonicheva will get the second half started. Bouncing around in the midfield. Taken away from Nieves, it ends up with Lydia Ungashek. Freshman who's 3rd on the team in minutes played. SMU had her mic'd up for a practice last week, and she was a total energy ball. Sonicheva can turn and go. Look on the outside for freshman Sophia Recupero. Towards the back post in Oliaro, but tapped out. Sophie King right there, stride for stride with Mia Oliaro. Goal and an assist thus far. First time we've seen Sophia Recupero in the left wing. Freshman from Massachusetts. Prowess both defensively and offensively. Pushed out of play there by Paxton Bach, fellow freshman, and Duke gets it back. Recupero from a soccer family. Younger sister Madison's going to Princeton. Brother Will is 15 and plays for the USA U15 national team in the Boston Bolts. Devin Lynch, full head of steam. Nice sliding challenge on the corner. Jersey full of dirt for Ungashek, but she wears it well. She's played some center back this year. Mostly will play in the holding midfield role, but willing to do anything to help this Mustang squad win. Another one of those early enrollees that's played well for SMU. Rose, rather quiet first half. Running back out to Emma Alvord. Working against Recupero. Header from Nia Rose pops over top. Weak-footed service in, and Nia Rose finally got a look. She scored SMU's lone goal against FSU and has been consistently the Mustangs' most attacking threat. Graham flicks it forward. Looking for Walters, who heads it past Hartman. Here comes Farrell Walters. Plays it back. Sonacheva off the knee of Cody Yard. Walters had an angle herself, passed it up for the better look, and Sonacheva didn't strike it cleanly. Side foot pass, and Cody Yard was ready. Down to a knee, stopped it cold. Sierra Cotillard had a season-high 9 saves in that match against Florida State. Thirteenth shot she's seen thus far. Recupero forward towards Sonacheva. Little stinger of a cross towards the box, but no dice for Devin Lynch. Roller swerves away from Rose. Duke keeps it on the SMU side, but not for long. And Salama makes a run. Fighting her way past Chico. Salama slides into Freeman, who makes the stop. Quick thinking from Leah Freeman, who's holding her right leg, stretching it out, but seems to be all right. She doesn't make many saves, but Robbie Church says that she'll make one a match that is a game changer. And that might have been it. Early recognition of the one-on-one opportunity and cut down Salama's attacking angle. Coach Nelson told us that Eliana Salama is one of the best players on the ball in the conference. She's unpredictable, one-on-one moves. She's shifty with great balance, and showed it there. Fought her way past the defense and had a look. SMU flipping the momentum early in the second half. 6 players on the edge of the 18. Low ball doesn't make it past the first. Freeman, high catch. Full extension to keep Sophie King out of the back of the net. And now here's SMU turning up the heat. Rose right on Freeman's trail. This is that adjustment the Mustangs were looking for as Sonacheva tumbles to the ground. Held Hampton in the process. Wondered what SMU to do would snap this Duke pressure. And the Mustangs have picked up the pace a little bit. More direct with balls over the top. Whole lot of black shirts packed in Duke's end. If you're just joining us, this is Duke's kick cancer game. Freeman slides into it. She can't pick it up. Nieves with the shot. Chico takes it off her. And Oliaro has room to run. Not sure if that was a back pass or Just a Duke player playing it away, but Leah Freeman didn't want to take any chances. Stopped it, but could not pick it up. And Sammy Nieves almost capitalized. Nieves can't win the aerial duel with Roller. Salama can't get past Soliaro. Eliana Salama had SMU's best look of the second half, probably best look of the match. See the ball still skipping off the surface. With all that water, it's playing rather fast. Some first touches got away in the first half. But these Kick Cancer jerseys will be auctioned off post-game. Duke has raised over $15K over the past 3 years. Another long ball reaches the Duke keeper. See a couple umbrellas and a couple rain jackets starting to pop out here at Koskinen Stadium. Sky's gotten a little darker. Rained really hard this morning. Tornado watch from about 10 a.m. It's still on till about 9 in the evening. But the torrential downpour came from 10 till about noon with 30-mile-an-hour winds. But only supposed to be a sprinkle tonight. Duke's got an Ed Sheeran concert planned. Big weekend on the Blue Devil campus. This, of course, Duke's 100th year as Duke University. So Ed Sheeran tonight and UNC football tomorrow. Pretty early to play that matchup, but that's the new ACC. Roller picks a pocket, and here comes Recupero. Paxton Bach, the last line of defense.
Offside, SMU.
Alford was was a little offside there. Alford, one of Cam Roller's teammates in the Solar Soccer Club, Dallas-based travel group. Haley Hartman, Truth Byers, also teammates with Roller. Giveaway from Sonicheva. Nia Rose going to work. Hit off Groff's back heel and trickles out for a Mustangs corner. As the drizzle comes, so does the SMU pressure. Sammy Nieves to stand over the second corner kick for the Mustangs. Salama on the short ball. And so is Farrell Walters, tumbling for the deflection.
Another corner from SMU from number 6, Sammy Nieves.
4 in the box for the Mustangs. Salama went for the 1-on-2. And Walters said no thanks. Rose cuts off the crossfield ball. Mustangs back on the attack. Good feet from Alford. A layoff to Rose, not there. Second strike. Clears the fence behind the goal. See that ball bounding into the parking lot. Someone might get a souvenir. Big lefty hit. Nothing to really test Leah Freeman. But SMU has turned up the heat in the second half. Credit to Nicole Nelson and the Mustangs coaching staff. Couple adjustments, a bit more pressure, a bit more over the top. And SMU's making Duke work. That's what Clemson did late in the first half, too. Tigers played really direct, trying to get it up to the forwards and then rush bodies with them. And that worked to even up the score against the Blue Devils. That style of play, said Coach Church, got us out of our rhythm. It made us play unlike ourselves. That's Bach over there disrupting Sonicheva's rhythm. Still Duke ball. Rudden got it stuck between her feet. Lynch, Oliaro on the overlap. Towards Lynch. Nieves in the nick of time. Oliaro over the top. Cotillard decided against the punch because no one was at the back post. No answer for the Blue Devils, hunting for 3. Instead, SMU can push the other way. Through 4 conference games, this SMU squad led the ACC in shots and goals scored. That 3-3 tie, that up and down contest against Miami, where SMU would take the lead and give up a goal. Take the lead, give up a goal. Back and forth. Main reason why. It was all Duke in the first 45. Mustangs starting to open it up. Ungashik sprays it forward. Freeman right back to Katie Groff. Misconsistent, Coach Church dubbed her. Groff scored the game-winning header against Texas back in the 22 NCAA tournament. That year had 2 goals and 5 dimes. See the substitutes, bottom right corner of your screen, starting to get warm for SMU. Hopping up and down in the touchline. Figure if the Mustangs want to get back in this game and have to apply some pressure, you need fresh legs for that. Recupero started the second half. True freshman working up some steam, but rips it wide.
Substitution for SMU coming in, number 32, Laura Umel.
And after about 15 strong minutes, Sophia Recupero will get a breather. Ella Haas back in. Lefty outside wing that's added a new dimension to this Duke squad. 2 years at left back at Northwestern, 2 years as a forward for Ella Haas. 71 total games with the Northwestern Wildcats. And in her 2 years as a forward, chipped in 14 goals and 10 assists. Great production. Here she is. Graham plays it out towards Lynch. Wanted to connect with Walters up top. Couldn't split the pair of King and Hartman. Salama with the long ball. Looking for Alford. Haas has to hustle back, but Alford offsides. Second time that's happened in the half. And that was a searching long ball from Eliana Salama. Nice diagonal look to open up a one-on-one. Roller does the same. Here comes Sonicheva. Off a heel to Walters. And she was past the last line of defense. Back and forth we go. Game slowing down as we creep over 60 minutes. Two substitutes coming on for SMU. Truth Byers back towards the front line to give Nia Rose a breather. And 13 for 15, Hata for Ungashik. Socks still stained with dirt. Lydia Ungashik's put in a shift in the central midfield. Walters nicks it to Lynch. Outside for Oliaro, who's already in full stride. Sophie King, a lot of effort on that left side. Chasing Oliaro around, dealing with Lynch, who's now spread out all the way to the near touchline. Oliaro shows, and here is Devin Lynch. Goal and an assist against Clemson. An assist today for Lynch. Haas on the outside. Lets it rip. Coda Yard's right there. Ella Haas went near post. And Sierra Coda Yard tight to it. Corner for Duke.
Corner for Duke. Number 18, Hannah Bibar.
Seventh to the Blue Devils. Bibar short to Haas. Up top. And knocked away. Hartman. Lynch deflected. Hata flying towards her. Duke getting reorganized. Oliaro outside. Duke's defense retreats. And the Blue Devils will work it again from the backside. Oliaro scored 90 seconds in. Assisted with about 50 to go in the first half. Mia Minestrella scored the second goal for Duke. Her fourth of the year. Oliaro tucked away her second. She's got to wait and retreat a couple steps. Referee Nicole Green drawing her back. Duke prying for space, searching for options. Chico. Oliaro can't keep it in.
Subbing in for SMU, number 14, Liz Eddy, and number 20, Lou Russo.
Lou Russo into the center midfield. And Liz Eddy back up top for SMU. Salama keeps it away from Graham. Maggie Graham, tenacious as ever, still at it. Chico and Byers. And here it is with Graham. Fifth-year senior and a captain. Getting her master's degree in public policy, Maggie Graham. Already has her political science undergraduate degree from Duke. Transfers combining Walters and Oliaro. Out to a third newcomer in Ella Haas. Haas on the cross. No, that was a shot. And Coda Yard hands high to catch it. Same tight angle towards the near post. Deja vu for Sierra Coda Yard. Now with 5 saves on the match. Salama gave Chico the old okey doke, but Cameron Roller consistent as ever on the back line. Both Chico and Cameron Roller, it's a pretty interesting summer adventures. Roller got to go to Spain with the U19 national team, and Chico got to intern with Disney in New York City. One was playing soccer, the other was learning about sales and advertising for the worldwide leader. SMU had some early success in the second half, playing it over the top. 3 up top for the Mustangs, Eddie in the middle, Salama on the near side, and Byers showing on the far side. Eddie makes a run, but Hummel can't connect. And Katie Groff is down. Groff landed a little awkwardly. Attention from teammates and training staff coming quickly. Nicole Kurtovich, Duke's athletic trainer, out there to check on Katie Groff. Left leg. Hopefully that's just a cramp. Didn't look to be a contact injury. Groff landed and went down a little awkwardly. The rest of Duke's group immediately going for water on the near sideline. SMU doing the same. Clock is stopped. We're almost 69 minutes in. Number 3 Duke has 2 goals and SMU 0 on the scoreboard. Oliaro scored first. Minute 30 in. And Mia Minestrella, right before the 44th minute, tucked it away for goal number 2. Up next, Duke has Virginia, October 3rd. Feisty Cavaliers squad, 19th in the nation. And a couple back-to-back weekends coming up for Duke. Louisville on the 6th of October, and then a West Coast trip for Robbie Church and the Blue Devils. First Stanford, Cardinal ranked 6th in the nation. And then Cal 3 days later. SMU, on the other hand, will play Stanford in Dallas on the 5th. And then a trip to Virginia to face both Virginia Tech and then UVA. SMU rounds out its ACC regular season slate with matchups against Wake Forest, and then a trip out to Berkeley to face the Cal Golden Bears. Good to see Groff back up to her feet. 5th year from Raleigh, went to Leesville Road High School. Right around the corner, and with Duke's season-ending injuries that have already gone down this year, Ellie Piper, Kat Rader, good to see that Groff is up and moving, and seems to be nothing serious. Sam Bodensteiner in to take her place.
Substitution for Duke, coming in number 22, Sam Bodensteiner.
4th game for the sophomore from Illinois. Duke restarts, and maybe this is the break that SMU needed. Bit more aggression on the press. Chico corralled by Byers. Freeman seeing a little pressure. Lynch heads it forward towards Walters. She's on side. No.
Offside.
Looked to be moving for the moment, but Ankur Singh stopped her. Lynch had the right idea, playing it forward to her number 9. Brousseau. Back on the ball, and Roller's right there. Looked ahead for Kelly Gordon, who couldn't fight away Oliaro. Now Walters and Cotillard collision outside the 18. And Hartman eventually there to clean up the mess. Lynch. Right on the outside of the 18. And she touched it last. Sophie King has done a bang-up job on the near side wing, tracking back and forth and handling Duke's attackers. First time we've seen Phoebe Goldthwaite, sophomore out of Durham Academy, and Minestrella back in, the goal scorer, along with Mary Long. Frontline swap for Duke. Bodensteiner with the header out as Haas and Goldthwaite pressing up top. Mentioned Duke Summers earlier. Well, Goldthwaite was playing with the North Carolina Courage U23 side, and she was teammates with the woman on the ball, Mia Oliaro. Someone had a chance to learn Mia's play style a bit early, even though they're on opposite sides of the field. Let's see if Goldthwaite and Oliaro are rather connected. Bodensteiner right on the shoulders of Liz Eddy. We'll pass it over to Mara Umel. Assists in the first 2 games of the season for the junior from San Diego. Plays it in. Over everyone's head. Brousseau there to keep it alive. Minestrella with space. And outside to Goldthwaite. Duke in no rush. Goldthwaite picking up steam, but shut down on the outside. Haas, 3 in the box. Long deflected, and Cotillard with a sprawling stop. Didn't look like that was on cage anyway. SMU players slow to get up on the far side of the field. Mari Umul on the knee.
Substitution for SMU.
72 minutes in at Koskinen Stadium. Duke 2, SMU nothing. Neither team has mounted much of an offensive in the second half. Shots even, corners about even. It was Duke applying all the pressure in the first half, with 13 first half shots, 2 goals. After no saves in the first half, Duke's Leah Freeman has been called into action a couple times to make 4 second half stops. Sierra Cotillard has seen more of the ball than she's probably liked, but has made 5 saves, including a couple big ones, to keep SMU just 2 goals behind. Bibar runs away from Rudden. Haas on the move. Ella Haas. Minestrella almost snuck it in. Minestrella can't believe it. Palms to forehead twice. Open look at a header for her second goal of the match. Couldn't flick it on target. Graham quickly out to Oliaro. Robbie Church called Bibar the best in the country when it comes to running a center midfield. And she's played to that standard today. First team All-Ivy Leaguer last year. A Herman Trophy semifinalist back in 22. Bodensteiner tracking back, knocks it away from Eddie. And Duke can regroup defensively. About time for the Mustangs to start thrusting bodies forward. Bring up an extra defender or two and see what you can do in the box. Emma Alford coming in.
Substitution for SMU coming in, number 24.
Rousseau, the center midfielder, heads off. So Nicole Nelson adding another member to this Mustang attack. Haas knocks it away from Liz Eddy. Long ball from Paxton Bach. Not be surprised if Eliana Salama and Nia Rose get another look in this second half if possible. Those are SMU's two top scorers. Ball ahead and Leah Freeman. Johnny on the spot. Got there before Kelly Gordon. And any threat SMU put together, she was on it. Shut down Salama earlier in the half. Very similar. A long ball over the top. Salama hustling towards it. One-on-one with the defender. But Freeman was right there. Eddie pops it towards Byers. Long with a poke towards Oliaro. No numbers for the Blue Devils, but Oliaro skipping and swerving. Behind long towards Minestrella. Oliaro back to her and floats the lefty shot over. Definitely worth a shot for Mia Oliaro. Everything else has been going for her today.
Number 15, Lydia Ungashik, and number 19, Nia Rose.
So there is Rose back in. Ungashik back as well. Rudden heads to the bench as well as Truth Byers. Bodensteiner, 22 in black, has stood up in place of Katie Groff. Turn and go as Bibar creates some space. And here's Oliaro on the run. First touch, didn't get it. On the end line, smacks it towards Cody Yard, who palms it away. Gordon takes it away from Graham. But Maggie Graham, the engine, chugging back. Rose 1-on-2. Chico back to Freeman. Kelly Gordon had a great space in front of her, but Maggie Graham turned on the afterburners, would not be denied, and forced an early, a bit uncomfortable pass. The one-person pressing machine at it again. Deep thump from Freeman. And Cotillard, little miss hit, out of play. Spill in the box. Cotillard keeps it safe. Minestrella was lurking. Duke just over 10 minutes away from its second ACC win. And 7th on the year. Would be Robbie Church's 300th victory. Already the winningest coach in Duke history. He would be the first to reach 300. And would have to say that he is highly in contention for his 3rd ACC Coach of the Year award. Been a bit of a changing of the guard in the ACC over the past couple years. Anson Dorrance coming and going, and now you think of the new additions as well. It'll be Kieran Hall, the next fresh face to lead the Blue Devils in 2025. Asked Coach Church, what are you looking forward to in retirement? He said, well, first, got a condo out by the beach over in Wilmington, get to spend more time with his daughter and son, who's now an assistant coach at Michigan under Dusty May, coaching the Wolverines basketball team. He said he wishes Dusty had stayed in Boca Raton with FAU because, well, the beach in Boca Raton is a little bit nicer than winter in Ann Arbor, Michigan, but either way, time with the grandkids is time with the grandkids nonetheless. Goldthwaite, right outside the 18. Deflected to Gordon. The freshman pops over top. Two goals in the first half for Duke. Haas the assist on the first one. Low ball to Long, who scores? The true freshman with Duke's 3rd of the afternoon. Mary Long with her 2nd score of the year. So much talent and so much promise. And these young Blue Devils, Mary Long, just another name in this freshman class that's made an impact. And preseason all-freshman team, all-American team, that is, by Top Drawer Soccer. After a fantastic summer with the USA U17 training side. 2 goals against Brazil in a friendly. And Long comes from soccer lineage. Her parents are owners of the Kansas City Current.
Assisted by number 3, Ella Haas.
So Long in her 7th game with the Blue Devils has goal number 2. And Ella Haas has her 2nd assist. Both assists for Haas created off the left side. The low ball's in. The first snuck to Oliaro on the back post. The second skidded right to Long, who put the lefty finish in there. Salama back in for SMU. Under 8 minutes to go. Recupero going to work. Can the Mustangs put one up? Long run for Hatta. And Oliaro there first. And Duke keeps possession. Duke's opponents went goalless for 511 straight minutes going into that Clemson match. Lasted till about the 35th minute when the Tigers potted one. But Duke has started another scoreless streak, and it'll continue as that ball from Salama sneaks past Rose. 511 minutes without a goal. Lasted from August 22nd to September 19th. Fifth longest streak in Duke history.
And substitution for Duke coming in, number 6, Devin Lynch. Corner by SMU, number 6.
If you're doing the mental math, 511 minutes is about 8.5 hours. So almost as long as your average work day. Goalthwaite clears for Duke. An SMU squad that's been rather flummoxed today. Little offensive in the early second half. But besides the Salama one-on-one, 4 total shots on goal, not much to show for it. Freeman with the strong claim. Couple 1v1 denials from Leah Freeman. But not much for Duke's fifth-year keeper to worry about today. Oliaro steaming forward. Minestrella, long hit. Right to Cody Yard. Had Goalthwaite on an outside option, but after missing the header earlier in the second half, Minestrella only had eyes for goal. Duke now has scored 20 goals at home. This is the Blue Devils' 5th home match. Opponents have still not scored at Koskinen Stadium. Under 5 minutes to play. Earlier today, there were questions on whether this match would even happen after the driving rains and the storm of Hurricane Helene passing up the eastern seaboard. But luckily, the majority of it missed the Duke campus. And although Koskinen Stadium was wet earlier today, drained well, and the surface has held up, Duke men are over in Raleigh tonight to play NC State. And it'll kick off top of the hour. And one more match in ACC women's soccer tonight. You've got UNC and Virginia over in Chapel Hill at Dorrance Field. Tomorrow, Clemson at Florida State. And a 4-game slate on Sunday. Stanford Pitt, Cal Miami, Louisville and North Carolina State, and Cuse Wake Forest. Oliaro on the move. Knocked down by Salama, but play continues. Lynch had the option outside, deflected, Advantage played as Duke continues forward. Recupero wants to get back left, and does. Deflected by Cody Yard, standing strong. Alford still down in the middle of the field. Emma Alford, the sophomore from Argyle, Texas. Went down on a bit of a sliding challenge. Her and Goldthwaite collided legs, got entangled. Gordon back on for the last 2:41.
Substitution for SMU, coming in number 14, Liz Eddy.
One or two more forays forward for SMU as the match wraps up. 2 goals in the first half for Duke, and Mary Long with the third. The freshman Long scoring her second career goal for the Blue Devils with 9 minutes to go. Mia Minestrella tucked the second away right before halftime, and Mia Oliaro scored the first less than 90 seconds in. Minestrella and Long hot on the chase as Goldthwaite plays it out wide. Here comes Oliaro. Towards Long, back to Goldthwaite. Long with another chance. The SMU defense there to deflect. After 90 seconds, Duke led. And the Blue Devils will take that lead almost to the finish. Minestrella across, knocked away. But before that, a flag up. Minestrella offsides. SMU will fall to 6-4-2. This is the first ever ACC conference loss for the Mustangs. And Duke up to 7-1-0. Blue Devils have ripped off their last 7 straight W's after a season opening loss to Ohio State.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Win number 300 for Duke headman Robbie Church is the first ACC victory over SMU for Duke. 3-0, the third round.